after we're done an email with a link to rewatch the webinar. I'm also going to go through a few examples of some other CPA firms that we're working with. I'm going to review some of the content we post for them, and I'll send that as well to you in an email after we're done. So today, let me kind of just introduce myself. My name's Ken French. I think it's important you guys understand that I have a pretty big background in the insurance industry and working with independent accountants and accounting firms. Long story short, used to run a company that you would call a wholesaler of insurance products located in New Jersey, and worked with about 7,000 independent insurance agents and CPAs. And to make a very long story short, sold that company back about 6 years ago, and then decided to kind of get into the other side of the business where I help accountants, CPAs, insurance agents with website design, social media management, and that's kind of a little bit of our background. We have about 6 employees. Everyone has a background in the accounting and kind of insurance world, and I think that makes a difference when certainly we try to market for your firm. So that being said, what I want to cover today, and again I promise I'll keep this real quick, is we want to talk about our social media management service for accounting firms. I'm not here to kind of sell you on if you need to use social media or not. I think we're at a point now where it's been going on 10 years, and there's just too many people in this country that pay attention to it. And when I say too many, it doesn't matter. These are business owners, these are seniors, these are kids. There's just too many people. It's something like 170 out of the 170 million Americans use social media weekly. I think that's enough to use it as an asset for your firm. So what we do with the social media management service is pretty simple. One, we make sure you're set up or tuned up correctly with the right pages. 2, we go in and obviously we post. And again, I'll kind of cover what our goals are, and I'll go over certainly what the costs and the discount available are. So getting started, we obviously get you set up with a Facebook page for your firm, a LinkedIn company page for your firm, and a Twitter page for your firm. So those are the 3 social media platforms we utilize for you. If you already have these pages, we'll go in, we'll make sure they're set up correctly. If you don't have them, we'll create them from scratch. So that's kind of the first thing we do. The second thing we do, which is probably the most important of the 3 things we do, is we will help you get your clients to follow you on social media. One of the biggest mistakes I see firms make is they think they want to get people who don't know who the firm is to become followers, whereas, and they think that's going to lead to generating referrals and new business. In my opinion, that's not the case. It's better to get your current clients, your friends, your family, whoever, people that know who the brand is or know who you are, to become the followers. Because what that does is 1, you can stay in front of your clients, which is always good. But 2, it allows you to tap into your clients' friends and family and connections, which is where referrals come from anyway. So my point is this. My point is you may be new to social media. You may have kind of played with it. One of the things we're going to try to help you do is get a good following of your client base so that we can turn that into potential referrals for you. And then finally, the thing that we do, obviously 5 days a week, really what you're paying us for, is we do the posting for you Monday through Friday. And one of the most common questions I get is, well, Ken, if you guys do the posting for my firm, does anybody know? Who does it look like it comes from? And the answer is nobody knows. It looks like it comes from your firm, okay? And of course, you can still post content yourself, but just know that 5 days a week, we're going to bring that consistency for you. We're going to have that content on there, no matter if you give us stuff to post or we have to come up with it ourselves. So that always leads to, well, what exactly do you post? And, in 2014, like I said, this stuff's been going on 10 years. Even though it may be new to you, there are a lot of firms that have gotten very good at social media, and they have a pretty advanced posting strategy. So my point is we're going to try to bring a balanced, strategic, game plan for your firm. And I think the key in 2014 is really having some balance. We don't want to post the same things every day because eventually you're going to get tuned out. So here's what we try to do. 33% of the time, we will post things that kind of promote the firm. We want to let people know who you are, how you help people, how they can request your help. You know, obviously, if you specialize in working in some sort of niche, we're going to let people know about that. If you're working with just individuals, we're going to let them know. If you're working with individuals and business owners, whatever. My point is we're trying to plant the seed in people's minds that, you know, you're the expert. You're the go-to guy. So when they have a financial problem, they think of you, or they refer you to the person who's saying, I got a problem. So that's what we do 33% of the time. The other 33% of the time, we try to project you to be an expert. That may mean kind of posting an article, tips, reminders. You know, there's, especially right now in tax season, there's so much stuff out there that's really good content to get out. Just, you know, 5 things you should do to get ready to file your taxes. Just really good stuff that, again, lets people know that you're the expert, you got your eye on the ball, you know, and you're focused on being ahead of the curve to what's going on in the industry. So that's the kind of stuff we'll post 33% of the time. And then the other 33% of the time, we're going to get a little creative, and we're not even going to post about accounting stuff. I love to do tips on how to use social media. You know, here's a great tip on how to set up your LinkedIn profile. I find that people read those, and more importantly, they comment on them and they share them. And in a few minutes, I'm going to kind of explain to you what the real goal is. But that's really the key with social media, guys. We want people reading the posts, and then we want them commenting, liking, sharing, because if they do that, then your post is going out to all of their connections. So in my opinion, you know, once a week posting a tip on social media or having some sort of inspirational quote, you can get a few comments, a few likes, and increase your distribution by a few thousand people. Hey, I think that's pretty good marketing, in my opinion. And then, of course, you know, local things. You know, if you're located in Atlanta and there's a massive ice storm coming in, you know, we may post, stay off the roads today. You know, the weather's horrible. So it's just stuff like that. But I guess my key, guys, is balance. You know, there's so many firms out there that just kind of have this drudgery of accounting lingo, which is fine, but to do it every day, eventually people just kind of tune you out and they don't see the value of that content. In my opinion, we need to have a little bit of balance. Obviously, we use custom pictures, custom graphics to try to make these things stand out. So here's an example of a firm that we've been working with, and I just want to kind of show you some of the posts that we've done for them. And you know, as we go through here was kind of a tip on some LinkedIn tips. Here was a tip on home businesses. You know, just some stuff that about the IRS. You know, a lot of times we'll get information right from the IRS website. Tax tips every baby boomer should know for filing season. Here's kind of a quote from Benjamin Franklin about your net worth. And again, I'll send you guys this page. You can take a look at it. You know, here's some information about the 1099K. Just, again, a healthy balance of content. We had a quote about the Olympics during the Olympics. You know, an article here about parents and young adults, 10 things every you know, kid needs for college, about money. So again, just hopefully a healthy balance. Definition of the day, what is book value? Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'll send you this page. You can take a look at some of the content. Now, common question, Ken, do you post the same stuff for everybody? Is it different? No, we post different material for every firm we work with. Again, your firm may be totally different than the guy down the street, so we have to customize that you know, content. But again, what we're looking for here is just like this one post here. It was just a simple Ben Franklin post. We had a little, you know, nice little custom graphic. 2 people liked it, right? That's good. What that means is that this post went to all the people who follow the page, but it also went to Diane and Mike's friends. So if I click on Mike, I can see, let's see here if I can pull up his profile. Sorry, guys. Mike has 1,200 friends. We can see it right here. So that was huge. That means we increased our distribution by 1,200 with that post. That's what we're after. And I think once you start to understand that concept where you say, okay, so Ken, what you're telling me is if we post things, it goes out to all the people who follow us. But if people comment and like the post, then it goes out to all the people that follow them. Once you start to understand that concept, then you start to understand the importance of having balance and getting people to kind of really pay attention to what you're doing. So again, our goals are simple, guys. We have one goal, to try to get some exposure for your firm. That exposure is going to occur by people clicking like, comment, and share. And then again, that's one of the aspects. And then it's just having that 5 days a week consistency. If you do it every day and you constantly are getting people liking and sharing, you're touching thousands of people. It's a numbers game. How many of those people are going through a situation where they need a CPA or they need a firm to help them? And that exposure is always a good thing. Pricing is pretty simple. As I mentioned, we do have a discount that is running through, I guess it's next Wednesday, March 12th. And normally, you can see our prices right here. We kind of have three choices. You could try it on a month-by-month basis for $80, a quarterly basis, $200, an annual basis, $700. The discount's available, and they're on our website, Technology for Accountants. We have discounts available of $65 a month, $165 a quarter, and $500 a year. Most common question I get is well, Ken, we don't really know you guys. Can we try you out for a month? Can we pay $65, let you post for a month, see how it goes, and then if we like what you do, can we change to the quarterly or annual and save some money? The answer is absolutely yes, and that's kind of why we have this formula in place to make it kind of risk-free for you to try it and then make a longer commitment. Another common question I get, Ken, we've never used social media. We're not sold that it can help our firm. How long do you think it's going to take to really get going and, so we can see if we've maximized our efforts? This is kind of why I have the quarterly thing. I think if you're starting from absolute scratch, I think it takes 90 days to get some momentum going, to get some followers going, and to see results. So if you've never used it before ever, I think 1 month isn't long enough. I think 90 days is a really good, fair assessment of if, this isn't even about me helping you. This is just you guys in general. If you wanted to start from scratch, try it for 90 days, posting 5 days a week. And at that point, that's where you really judge if you're getting the results you want. How do you get started? Well, if you want to get started, you can just go to our website, technologyforaccountants.net. Just click on the sign up button, select social media management, choose monthly, quarterly, or annual, sign up, and then once you sign up, we will contact you, and we really need to do about a 10-minute interview. Just go over your firm, understand what products and services and stuff you guys do so we can understand that. And then, that day we'll get you set up, obviously, with the pages. And usually within 24 hours, we're already posting. If you do have any questions, give us a call. I'd be happy to talk to you privately. I don't want you signing up unless you're 100% sure this is for your firm. But certainly, the process, we try to keep it pretty simple and obviously pretty politically correct. So guys, I appreciate your time. I'm going to email everybody in a minute here with a link to rewatch this webinar. I'll also send you this one sample. You can take a look at it. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. I'll talk to everyone soon. Thanks again. Have a great week.